Tonight on KGW News, hear from the man who helped save students from this burning school bus.
As you can tell, they're frightened, definitely wanting to get off that bus.
And trial starts for a driver accused in a deadly road rage shooting caught on camera. Plus, a local fisherman's close encounter with a great white shark.
The only thing I could think was like, holy smokes, that's the biggest body I've ever seen.
Then later, we're taking you to the spot where your heart may grow 3 sizes.
Their little faces light up when they see that Grinch in the bathtub.
People should come out and see this. It's the best.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin here at 11 with an update in the case of a former doctor that we've been covering for years. He's accused of sexually abusing his patients, nearly 200 women and children, but he has not been criminally charged. Now, the Oregon Department of Justice will consider prosecuting. Alma McCarty joins us now from the newsroom. Alma, what sparked this new development?
Well, Christine, the Clackamas County District Attorney, he wrote to the DOJ, wrote a letter asking it to take up the investigation into David Farley. The DA claims his office has encountered, quote, significant legal and factual difficulties advancing prosecution, and that the deeply troubling allegations warrant a second review.
It's been a living nightmare for the women and children that we represent.
It's been more than 4 years since Dr. David Farley abruptly retired from his Westland practice amid widespread accusations of sexual abuse. 4 years since his medical license was revoked, and 4 years since his alleged victims first filed a lawsuit. Courtney Tom is one of their attorneys.
And that was as a result of the local police department, Westland PD, and the local prosecutor not listening. They were dismissed. They weren't believed. They were told, he's a doctor. This is going to be difficult. We can't do anything for you.
Then a Clackamas County grand jury declined to indict Farley on criminal charges 2 years ago.
Back in 2022, when it became very clear to anyone paying attention that the DA's office was not protecting and serving as they took the oath to do, that's when a number of survivors banded together and sent a letter to the Oregon Attorney General's office, basically asking them to intervene.
And the DOJ confirms they have been reviewing the case for some time. Then this week, Clackamas County DA John Wentworth penned his own letter to the Attorney General, asking the DOJ to handle the continued investigation and prosecution of the former doctor. In it, writing, "I believe a comprehensive review by your office, coupled with the trust you have developed with the plaintiffs' attorneys and their clients, may provide the opportunity needed to move forward." Tom and her clients believe this request comes a few years too late.
If you, as a prosecutor, have any moment of doubt that your office can properly prosecute a pedophile, a sexual abuser, someone who's touching sexually his patients, you seek out the assistance of the state attorney general's office. You don't do it, 4 years later.
However, her team remains hopeful that the AG's review of the criminal case will lead to justice.
At the end of the day, the goal here for everybody involved, including the survivors, is for the truth to come out.
We reached out to the attorney representing Farley, but we haven't heard back. A spokesperson for the DOJ told me the department will continue its review of the case, and if there's a basis for prosecution, the DOJ will handle that. Meanwhile, more than 170 plaintiffs have signed on to that civil lawsuit against Farley that is scheduled to go to trial in 2026. Christine?
Yeah, we followed this story for years, and of course, we'll stay on top of any updates. Thank you for your reporting, Alma. Let's get you caught up on some of tonight's other headlines now. Police have arrested a man for 2 violent attacks on workers at Gresham Health Spas. 20-year-old Habib Habibi faces several charges, including rape, robbery, and attempted sexual abuse. Police say the attacks happened at 2 health spas within a mile of each other near Southeast Stark and 181st. The first was on November 13th, then again on Thanksgiving Day. Detectives say it's possible Habibi may be involved in other unreported incidents. A man is dead after a shooting at a Northeast Portland motel earlier this morning. It happened just after 5 a.m. in the parking lot of the Quality Inn at Northeast 82nd and Sandy. The shooter took off before police got there. This is the second deadly shooting at this Quality Inn in the past month. A man was shot and killed in the same parking lot 2 weeks ago. Today, police identified him as 43-year-old Kimo Henriquez from Vancouver. A person was detained at the time, but police have not said if they were arrested. And today, a small plane made an emergency landing near the Molalla River, reportedly due to a partial engine failure. Look at that. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says it happened on the North Fork of the river near Trout Creek around 2 this afternoon. Fortunately, no one inside was seriously hurt. An Oregon Army National Guard helicopter airlifted the people inside the plane to safety. Now to an update on an Uber driver charged with murder in a deadly road rage case. The trial started today with both prosecutors and the defense laying out their case. A warning: part of the shooting was caught on camera and the video is graphic. Here's investigative reporter Kyle Aboshi.
Was it murder or self-defense? That's the question before jurors in a deadly road rage trial. 48-year-old Jeffrey Hammond is charged with second-degree murder and other charges for fatally shooting a man and injuring another in downtown Portland. He's pleading not guilty. On October 11th, 2023, Hammond was working as an Uber driver when he pulled up to the Moxie Hotel. Several cars passed by, including a gray Toyota pickup driven by Ryan Martin of Vancouver. Court records show the two drivers exchanged middle fingers. Video shows Martin got out of his pickup and walked back across the street. The two strangers interacted for 13 seconds. Then, Hammond shot Martin out the driver's side window. The 47-year-old died at the scene. A few minutes later, a man visiting Portland for a convention started recording on his cell phone. Hammond responded, pointing the gun and firing. That man survived after a bullet went through one leg and into the other. Hammond turned himself into police.
When you decided to fire the shot, what sort of feelings were you having at that point? Like, tell me about what's going through your head so I can get a better understanding.
I didn't even really think about it. It was just that, like, he was right there. He wasn't leaving me alone. I was intimidated, and that was kind of it. Like, it happened pretty quick.
His defense lawyer told the jury Hammond shot to defend himself, not to kill.
He was not aiming for the heart. He was not aiming for the head. He was aiming for the shoulder.
A Multnomah County prosecutor told the jury Hammond's victim, Ryan Martin, was unarmed.
No one saw a weapon on Mr. Martin. No one.
Explaining this was murder, and the video proves it, along with witness testimony and Hammond's own confession to police. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
In the right place at the right time, a man who saw a school bus catch fire in Salem jumped into action to help kids get off that burning bus. Travis Hansen says he was behind this bus yesterday when he noticed smoke, then flames in the back. Wow. When the driver pulled over near Commercial and Pine Street, Hansen says he got out of his car and helped pry open the bus doors. Then he helped get 7 kids to safety. Fire crews put out the flames in minutes. Thankfully, everyone on board was okay. Hansen, who is a father of 4, says he could tell those kids were scared.
The smoke was getting pretty bad on the inside. With whatever fire it was, it might have been electrical. It was burning pretty bad that it could have made those kids pass out inside, so I'm glad I was there at that time.
Salem-Keizer School District officials say they're investigating what led to the fire and are grateful everyone is safe. To Gresham now, where a popular cafe that's been around for more than 2 decades has officially closed its doors. On Monday, Cafe Delirium on North Main in downtown Gresham posted a sign on its doors saying it would permanently close after 22 years in business. In a message on social media, the owner said the closure was due to rising costs and ongoing financial challenges. He also thanked the employees and community for their support, friendship, and loyalty over the years. Developing tonight, Wells Fargo announced it'll lay off more than 700 local workers in October of next year. 500 of those job cuts will happen in Hillsborough, and another 220 will take place in Salem. Here's the Portland Business Journal's managing editor weighing in on that announcement.
Wells Fargo is facing a lot of pressure on the commercial real estate side, as more and more companies let their employees work from home. Office vacancies are building up, and that makes it harder for companies to actually pay off their loans.
OPB reports that Wells Fargo has already laid off about 400 workers at the Hillsborough location since the start of last year.